As we let the kite loads, the light codes fade into your perception. So I did a talk about galactic history the other day. Actually, it was yesterday. You know, I was mentioning the Arcturians, and a lady turned me on to a really good talk by a gentleman who knew it. Then this guy had it going on with Arcturus. I was impressed, and I don't get impressed easily. One thing I did forget to mention was, and I had planned to, but probably not as articulately as this gentleman did. They're not really, okay, here's the deal. NASA gets frustrated because NASA can't find the Arcturians. You know why? Because it's a holograph. Because where they exist, I'm going to put it in layman's terms. The Arcturians, their planet is traveling everywhere. It's an interdimensional biodome that can be anywhere at any second. It can morph down. Their whole society can morph down into what appears to us the size of a raindrop. Or it can be as big as, you know, several stadiums together. It's massive. Miles. It could be, I mean, the size of a continent. Or it could be a raindrop. They are a holographic. They've ascended to the point, long since ascended to the point where they can come down and meet you. They can bring their planet with them and morph down into something the size of a drop. So NASA can't really find where their society is. The most high-tech, secret shit that, you know, the government has, they can't find them. Because, you know why? They're there, but they're not there. You know, like the old singer, the old song by Donovan says, first there is no mountain, then there is, then there isn't, then there is. Well, that's kind of, like Arcturus. They were also, they helped seeded and helped start a human race here. We're trying to about, oh, I don't know, 1 billion years ago. See, the deal with Lucifer, the story with Lucifer, people, I mean, I don't like to go there, but the real reality of it is that figure that you think of as him, he was an Arcturian captain. He was a good one for a long time. He was put in charge of shit down here, but the problem was, Command kept trying to get a hold of him, He wouldn't report back, and he was fucking with the DNA of the inhabitants down here and doing weird shit to them. Okay, so Archangel Michael, the guy that you guys know as Archangel Michael, he worked up in Command a little bit higher. They sent him down, finally. They sent him down to replace him, and they sent Metatron with him. Metatron had retired from doing that, or he wasn't involved in their military anymore. He was kind of a free agent. By the way, him and Michael are best friends. The real characters of them, or the real people that were them, they're best friends, Michael and Nettie. Yeah, I've got channelings where I'm overhearing them talking about shit. Yeah, they're close, real close. And anyway, so he came down here. Michael went to relieve him of his command. Lucifer started in with him about how he was just a suck ass for command and sucked up and all that. And, you know, and Michael shot back with, look, I've had to put up with being cordial to you for a long time. And I don't like you. And I'm going to tell you right now, you got a problem with me? You want to do something? And Lucifer just started popping off about how, you know, he was a kiss ass and all this stuff. And so, seriously, it was like this. Michael turns around to Metatron, starts rolling up his galactic sleeves on his suit, takes his watch off, whatever he had on, some kind of thing, and he said, you want to fight? Let's go. Let's do it now. Come on, punk. Let's go. And Lucifer didn't. Lucifer kind of just chickened out, walked away. And when they talk about 30% of the angels leaving heaven, it was 30% of the goddamn Arcturian military that were suck asses, and that were the suck asses, that were the brainwashed fuckers that followed Lucifer. Because they like a daddy, like a lot of people here do still on this planet. They like some strong authoritarian leader that's a suck ass. Vladimir Putin is one of them I can think of, just to be honest with you, it ain't a political thing. And a certain person that's got orange hair that I won't mention, people like somebody like that. And I don't know why, because they want to look outside of themselves. They have no confidence in themselves. And that's fine, but the problem is they drag the rest of the people down with them when they think that kind of shit, like somebody else has any more power than they do. But Arcturus is here, there, everywhere. It's not here, but it's here. It's a holographic kind of a sacred, it's something a little bit more high-tech than sacred geometry even. It's just very, how do I put it, very advanced. Well, that's to say the least. But I'm going to post this video in a couple of places that I have on the various platforms we have. But, you know, he has it explained well, and he talks about Tiamat, too. See, that's the thing. I mentioned that in another galactic story, too. The asteroid belt was 2 planets there, and they were human-like, they were Earth-like, but they weren't destroyed at the same time. They were destroyed about, well, one was destroyed about 65 million years ago, and the other one was destroyed about 150 million years ago. It was Tiamat and Marduk. Okay, so that's what makes up the asteroid belt now. You know, it's all kinds of weird things. I had a channeling. I will post it sometimes, and people get a laugh out of it, and people that are really ascended in the mind, they're like, "That okay, you had that off, you had that." I know, I said I know, but you got to understand, I had only had contact for 3 weeks at this point, or 3 months at this point, and I was talking about how I got caught up in that game. I got to tell myself, I was like, okay, so Mother Gaia is going to ascend and become the 8th Pleiadian sister, and she's going to Gaia is going to join her twin sister Maya, and you know, ascend to the Pleiades. Yeah, so, you know, and I was meditating on the moon that night and watching the moon gaze. I used to do a lot of moon and sun gazing really intensely. You know, sun gazing to the point where I'd watch my body turn different colors. It was really amazing. Doing it after a while, you go in, and I clear my eyes off, take, you know, a minute, clear my eyes off, then look in the mirror, perfect, right? And then all of a sudden, my body would turn completely violet, blue, or green. It would turn green first, this emerald healing green, and then this violet blue would encompass my body. And this is after shaking my eyes out and everything, and seeing everything okay for a few seconds. This would start. So, but Arcturus is everywhere, and Alcyone, okay, so that, all the Nibiru nutters, like my late great friend Julian Wells and I used to joke about, he was a great Pleiadian channel. He passed away in 2018. But we used to talk about the Nibiru nutters. Okay, that thing behind the sun is not Nibiru, it was Alcyone of the Pleiades. It is Alcyone of the Pleiades. Seriously, I mean, it is. If you don't believe me, okay, I really don't give a shit if you don't. I mean, you know what I mean? It really has no bearing, but that's the reality of it in our reality. So, the Nibiru was a biodome. It was not a, thing on a fucking elliptical orbit. It's one thing Sitchin had wrong. He had everything else interpreted right, but Eric von Däniken and the Chariots of the Gods set him straight. And it was like, nah, dude. It's a traveling biodome. Think about it. A society that advanced would not have to be stuck on an elliptical orbit to get around. Oh, but when they come around every 3,600 years, they're going to come back and cause havoc. It's going to... In what, dude? They're just waiting. They don't have the technology by now to come here if they wanted to, really fuck with people. Or, but, you look at things like that, and I don't know why people, they hear it, and it sounds sensational. Yeah, it's in everywhere. I guess the Starseed community has it too. It's always had it infested in them people that want to believe that bullshit. Or believe something really bad, negative is going to happen. I think they're so bored with their own life, or just so frustrated that they want anything to happen just to, I don't know. But Arcturus is a traveling biodome. That's about all I got to say on it. And I had to add that as an amendment, and it's late, and I took some Tylenol PM to go to bed with her. So, I'm maybe talking out my ass, but I know what I'm talking about here. This guy was right. Arcturus exists, but it don't. First there is no Arcturus, then there is, then there isn't, then there is.